Hello, it's Lord Haywire. I'm streaming some 2D4X. I feel like I forgot a step in my checklist today. I don't know. I'm running late too. I usually try to start by 10. I used to try to start by noon, so I always tell myself that I'm actually really early. What are we doing today? We are in what is 2D4X. I gotta say this every fucking time, right? It's a strategy game I'm making. It's open source. Godot 4.5 beta 4 now. So what are we doing today? Today we are going to continue what we were doing before, and that is converting Godot resources to C# DTOs. I don't know what DTO stands for. I knew for like 10 minutes and then I forgot. And then saving it to JSON. And from there, we got to load it back in, and that's kind of the issue we're at right now is the loading it back in. I'm gonna hit play on this because I did not do that. A lot of times before I stream, I hit play and like dick around for a minute. We also got to link this status label up at some point. It would be right there. There'd be a flash of it. So the issue we've run into here is that when I create the data, and I was actually thinking about this before I started streaming, it creates the factions, it creates the counties, and it creates the population. And then it saves generated world to disk, which is fine. And then it spawns the main game. It switches to this scene. And then this scene, if we check this box, because all that stuff is in memory, if we check this box here, though, it deletes all that stuff out of memory, and then it loads the game on start. And so that would be if you were to click this start button, it's going to, generate a new game. And we're going to make it much more complicated than just click this button, then it generates a game, and it kicks you into this. But this is all we need right now. And we wouldn't have it delete all this stuff out of memory and go from there. But right now we need to delete everything out of memory, and so that we can test things. Is another way we could test something. Let's uncheck this just out of curiosity and see what happens when we do it this other way. I actually don't know if I have this set up. The other thing we got to get working is there's an escape key, and we can hit save here, which it actually seemed like it worked. So the saving works. It converts everything we currently need. There's like county data isn't being turned into a DTO yet, though, I don't think. So I wonder how. Man, that was a little laggy there. It's really laggy. I didn't restart my computer this morning. Yeah, that was like a big lag spike. Stinglewings, how's it going? I was watching a streamer last night, and his chat must have been like lagged by minutes behind what he was seeing, and it was very strange to me. Also, Stinglewings, I didn't see that there was a third picture of those guitars. There's a third picture. They're right here. Here's the third picture. I don't think I showed this one. Of the alligator guitars. Look at these things. Look at it. Wait. 8 strings. Yeah. This thing would be crazy. This is when you go and you like your. Is this such like a swamp punk? No, it would just be like some swamp hillbilly stuff. Yeah, with only one P, right? Yeah, I don't know if that third picture was there the whole time, and I just didn't see it or what. Until after the stream, I was like, clicking on Discord. I was like, wait, there's a third picture. Yeah, this thing. Is this one of those guitars that you have like the little picks on your fingers? You know what I'm talking about? Like you put the metal picks on you. Skrill Billy. Yeah. Anyways. And a soap bar slide. Yeah, there you go. Working on some classwork, like you're going to school, or like classes in programming. So let's see here. So let me think about this. So that save seemed to work. Let's look at the save. And a CS degree. Wow. It should be this one. Yeah, there's stuff in here. That was kind of just making sure that there was stuff in here. We got our save version. 37 people. That doesn't seem right because this is why I was saying this doesn't seem right. There's 21 people there. And so there's probably, oh no, there's only 3. Oh, so this is actually come back to bite me a couple of times now. And I mentioned this a while ago. And so some things I was editing in the inspector, some variables for game like balance. And then some I was editing in the code, and now I moved everything over. It reset, and they're not exported anymore. So it reset them all back to the code. Well, here's one. This one, we should probably take this out of export because that doesn't do us any good anymore. And it causes problems like that where I edit some and yeah, we should probably take these ones out of export. And we can just ditch this export group. A lot of changes on how I do things. The save game thing, I should have done this earlier. We're going to have the same feelings, the same exact feelings when we get to the multiplayer part. I'm going to be like, oh my God, why did I do it this way? Do you have a specific degree that you're going for? All right, so this probably is right then. That's 37 people, which it doesn't like. There's only one person here. That looks so strange. That there's only one person there. Yeah, like, like I don't know. Hardware. That's what my friend got a degree in hardware. This is 20 years ago. It was some sort of hardware specialization. I can't remember. I was trying to think of what the actual degree was called. So let's look at our population generation real quick because I'm curious why this number is so low. So we moved that. Did we not move? We had to have moved it. Maybe it's under county generation. I don't want to get too sidetracked here. So population generation. Oh, we moved a ton of shit to auto load. That's what we moved. Yeah. So starting minimum county population. Total capital population is 20. So this though, there is something broken here. This is a capital. This is why that's why I was that's why I thought it was too low, because this is the player capital, but this is a capital of the AI. So these ones should also all be at 20. So something's going wrong there. I think I'm just going to put an issue in for right now. Capital, what is the fuck is the name of this thing? Total population capital. Probably when I was fixing one thing, I made a edited something too quickly or whatever. Here, we'll do it this way. Autoload.total population is only being applied to the player's capital. It should be getting applied to the AI capitals as well. Human-computer interaction as a track that can incorporate UI, UX, game development, theme parks. So I was watching a Splattercat video. I know I mention that all the time, but I watch those things like 5 days a week. And he actually was mentioning in some game he was playing that the UI was logically laid out, not like a human would want it. And he's like there, and he was talking. You know, I don't know if he's an authority on the subject. He's multiple times he's said that he doesn't know shit about anything. But and this makes sense though. And you know, on Unity, I don't think Godot does it, but there's a button you can push to turn on like where your mouse would be moving to get to the different buttons on the UI. There's probably something similar in Godot, but anyways, so people lay out basically UIs are not laid out logically anymore. They're laid out by what humans would click on because of like psychology, you know, kind of like what. You know, like if you have a button here, like people are going to want to click on this next button because it's in this particular place, not logically where you're laid out, which is why like sometimes UIs seem strange, but when you actually use them, like you're like, oh wait, no, this makes sense because I click here and here and here, you know. Years of using computers. Wait, oh shit, I think I forgot to click a thing. Oh, it just kicked on its own. I did forget to click a thing, and it I think it just worked on its own. It says auto. Now I have to test it. Let me test this just because I'm curious. If I forget, will that thing kick on its own? It did work. Ah, great. Yeah, let me fix this other thing here. Let's see. There we go. Theme parks would be a dream, like working on it. Oh, yeah. That it would be interesting, and you're in the right state for it. You know, that's the dream park capital, isn't it? I know that there's a lot in LA, but got the weather, you got the alligators. All right, let's continue on with this. I had another thought of something that we could do as like kind of like a test, but now I've forgotten what it is. So what we basically, so this saves correctly, but the loading is the problem because it loads it loads stuff that needs to be loaded before it loads stuff, and it basically has no way of. We need to have it load like most of the stuff and then load some more stuff and then go back and load other stuff, basically, is the only way to do this because they're all intertwined. Everything's intertwined. What is this var doing here? Oh, this is so old. This code's so old. This is before I was such an asshole about var. What are you going to say? Yeah, do it. Yeah. I'm surprised it's not telling me to use var. It often does. Yeah, let's save that. We'll just fix that right there. Yeah, Disney World I've been to Disneyland 400,000 times because I grew up in San Diego. And that's, you know, like a big deal. Like, let's go to Disneyland. And then you go to Disneyland and, oh, that is not, I thought that was the auto mod blocked something. And I thought it was something real, but it was not. Yeah, I've been to Disneyland 100 times. Knott's Berry Farm. Does that place still exist? Oh, I also had another question for chat today that I was thinking about. Because I went to coffee and there was 1,000 people at coffee. But there was a woman in line in front of me who had I don't know about recently, but she had a perm. And then there's a guy who works there who has a perm. And I was wondering if perms are back in style. Like, obviously, I can't get a perm, but... Like, do you guys see perms? People with perms back? Like, it seems like that's a new thing in style. I mean, I've only seen 2 people, but see, perms are never in style. Yeah, you got Universal Busch Gardens. What the fuck is that? Isn't Busch Gardens for like drinking? Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's like if it's hip. Maybe it's a Portland thing. Portland's on the cutting edge of style. As I wear like a dress shirt and walk down the street, everyone thinks I'm a fucking weirdo, which is fine. I'm fine. In fact, I think it's good to be a weirdo. It's better to be a weirdo than a normie, right? Don't sleep on Busch Gardens. What? I'm gonna look it up. Busch Gardens. It's going good, Conrad. How's it going with you? We're talking about amusement parks and perms. Are perms popular where you are? Because I think perms are coming back into style. So this is just a normal amusement park. Why did I think Virginia? Why did I think there was heavy drinking was involved? Sesame Street? Yeah, I don't think it's for heavy drinking. Why is it because Busch Gardens is owned by a beer company or something? Is that why I'm thinking that that's the case? Where are we going? We were going to, okay, so we have to go back to, we need to look at the save game loading. Can I close some of this crap? Probably not. I don't even see, actually let's close everything that we don't know that we're gonna, Quartermaster, why are you open? Inventory? No. Population generation, we're gonna probably need faction data or faction DT. Well, let's just close it. We'll just open it again. I mean, it's not the end of the world. Do you guys know that people that like keep stuff open to remind themselves that to do things later, like browser tabs, and then it just stays. I used to do that, and I would never look at them. All right, so we closed everything, and we'll just start. Let's open the save game first because we're gonna have to rearrange how that is done, and I think I can't remember where that is, so it's the save manager. That'd be a great theme park for an hour. Yeah, the problem with I was about to tell a story that probably shouldn't tell online. One time I went to Disneyland on acid. It was pretty good. That was primo. But the thing is, you're outside and it's so hot, you get tired. So drinking, you gotta really power drink if you're gonna drink at an amusement park. All right, so how are we loading this shit? Because we gotta, okay, so we're just serializing it straight. I think what we gotta do, Conrad, that was a pretty interesting stream you had yesterday. A very long stream. You had some dedication there. Conrad was talking about and I think you were actually doing it too. Getting it listed on Steam. Like some really good information. I lurked for a long time because I had other shit I had to do. Oh, you put on your your playtest, huh? So if you guys don't know. Oh, it's literally, this is the thing I was looking at on the Steam last. So yeah. Oh, it flashed the playtest thing for a second. But this is Conrad's game. You guys should wish list it. Let's see. Oh, you can't control F5. Maybe you can control F5 that. I saw a playtest thing for a second. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting because there's many things that many questions and thoughts that I had about Steam, because Steam's like kind of a requirement these days And you said you had something on itch too, right? Or I restarted Steam here because sometimes my Steam is this, especially on this computer. I guess it doesn't want to start. That's okay. So basically, this is the from DT. Okay, it started. Oh, awesome! Thank you. When in 10 years, when I'm ready for that, I'll hit you up. I think they are. I saw a Reddit post. This is what we're gonna have to mess with. This is the key component here. I saw a Reddit post that there's some like they're arguing over who's putting the pressure on what, and this has happened multiple times in my existence of watching the internet. Is that at some point payment processors get a wild hair up their ass and start going after people for various things. And then there are some other payment processing companies that are like shady as shit. I'm trying to think. I think one of them's called like Storm Pay. Yeah, or it used to be. But they're like notorious for like instead of like so if this was happening with them, or at least they used to. Oh, it barely has any information. Oh, it was. Um, so they were notorious for like if someone broke the rules, they would just yank their money. They would just keep their money that they have. Because they have like they keep money in like an account that it's not like an instantaneous thing. So yeah, that was so their goal basically, from what I understood, was to get the shadiest companies they had to process their payments, and then they could be like, "Hey, you're breaking the rules," and then they would just keep their money. So I don't know. I don't have a shout out thing. I need to set it up. I don't have a shout out thing, or I would shout you out, Conrad. Sorry. I apologize. But yeah. Okay, so what we got to do is we can't just load this all in at once because this needs this, but we can't load this first because this needs this. So what we need to do is load in some of this stuff, load this in, and then load the rest of this stuff. I think it's one line or one item. Oh, no problem. I try to spread out my raids to as many people as possible, and I actually started a list of like people I've raided so that I could see like longer, like because some people I'd raid all the time, and I'm I think you were talking about, we got to like spread the love to the Godot people because there's not that many Godot people. I think you use GD script, right? C# people are even more rare. How do you like GD script? Oh, and the reason I was asking about the crashing is because Godot crashes pretty regularly for me too, and I think I asked you about the crashing. There's another guy that was talking about crashing as well, and so Joker, who comes in my chat, says that it never crashes for him. So I'm trying to. I don't I'm not gonna try to like narrow it down a lot, but it seems to be somewhat common that Godot crashes, and it's weird too. Yeah. So for me, a lot of times, and I think 4.4 is less crashy, but what would happen is the inspector would crash, but one of these would still be in the background. And it would, when I say in the background, it wouldn't show on the taskbar, but it would be buried behind all my crap, like just floating back here. And what would happen is that when I would run it again, it would basically make the inspector incredibly unstable. And after that would happen, it would just be like crashing regularly. And if I was aware that this thing was sitting in the background, I could close it. Except, it wouldn't have this top bar. It would just have like the game part, like not this bar either, I don't think. The tool scripts are the worst. If I use the tool keyword, oh, I messed around with that for my map editor because so somebody else wrote his own map editor. He came into my chat and he was excited about writing a map editor. So I used some of his code and stuff, but he used the tool thing a lot, and so you could like generate the map for this game or his game through like buttons in the tool in the inspector, and it was pretty cool, but it wasn't the way I wanted to do it. But I did take a lot of his code, but with his blessing. I stole his code. Stole his code, and then I took credit for it. I was like, it's my code now. I wrote it. All right, so we got it with this. Actually, I don't think, now that I look at this save manager or this save data, population data thing, I don't think it's going to be that. There's Joker right there. We're talking about crashing of Godot. So Joker, I'm paraphrasing, says that his Godot runs without any problems for days at a time. You're on 4.54, Joker? All right. So where was that? Okay. So what we need to do, it's in this from DTO. So that's why this is open. We need to skip. Is this working? Is this the right thing? ChatGPT did most of these conversions for me because I'm lazy. And so I have to double check its work. I don't think no, this is missing. We need a step here. We need to assign the actual personality. This is the one spot, the one thing that I thought ahead of for how this would work when we were saving. The one item. Yeah, you have the latest open behind, and it's no problems, huh? I wonder what the deal is. I wonder if it's one specific thing, because Conrad uses GD script, so that my theory for that, I was thinking maybe it was a C# thing, that like C# and wasn't quite, hero type. That's fine. Number of subordinates. Okay, so here's the one problem. I guess I'll leave these. I was going through and deleting these little squares that ChatGPT did, but I guess I'm just going to leave them there. Wait, what is this doing? No, that's fine. Hero subordinates. Is this going to work? This is not going to work. Because when we load this, it's making this list and then it's trying to pull from the list that we're creating. This is not going to work. Let's put a to do on this. This needs to happen after the population. What is this list called? All population data list is completed, is fully loaded. Maybe it does have to do with project size. You're like almost done with your game though. That'd be a crazy move. Do you have it crashing when you export it? Because I haven't encountered that. You're not even close. Oh. How long are you gonna? I didn't hear. How long are you gonna put it? Like on Steam before 2 more years. Oh, okay. I already forgot the name of your game. I was gonna type. Oh wait. How long are you gonna? So this is for real though. And you're gonna have this up here, like getting building interest. Nice. So that's good because I talk to a lot of people in chat, and I think finishing or even getting to getting to the part where you're thinking about putting on Steam is really difficult. Like for a lot of people, I think it's a mind thing mostly. Like we lose interest. I don't know what the deal is with so many developers, and I'm including myself. Lose interest in a project, and whoa, and we want to move on to something else. Perks. What is this var here? We'll fix this. Whatever this is. Perks. I guess we didn't do this yesterday. I thought we did. What do you want this to be? A string and perk DTO. Really? And then we're going to rename this. This is fine. Expendables. Some of these we didn't have to do, honestly. We could have done what we did with that equipment one where we only did like a couple of them. I think it was equipment. Needs. We can do this. We can fix this. String and an int. Really? String int. I don't know what happened there. Key value pair. You can release it as is and move to the next project. Is it new features that you want to add? I have two other projects, and one of them is called Hex Demon. I mean, that's its like working title. Man, we didn't look at this at all. I just copied and pasted this straight from ChatGPT and without even looking at it. One's called Hex Demon, and it's by far the farthest along. And I've like completely just abandoned it. It's a really simple game, and I want to continue working on it. But every time I think about it, I'm just like, no, that sounds terrible. To work on, not the actual game. And was it string and attribute DTO? Like it knows what this is. Why can't it auto-populate this crap? It like still needs, another year of work, but I still boss fights, more scripted, more music scripted sequences. What do you mean? Like where they have to hit certain songs? Every time I watch you play it, because you're often playing it, he often plays it in the stream. He plays his own game. Makes sense. I just think about playing bass because I used to play bass in a band. I've probably told that to you before. I wasn't good. I was terrible. I was a bad bass player, but string skill, it's still it probably wants me to use var there. Yeah, it does. Why am I looking at that? String skill DTO. This does not improve the code, by the way. This is just the way I like it. All right, so what we were doing here, all of these should load in fine. Preferred skill, that should load in fine. 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 This is that shit we fixed yesterday. I wonder why there's a line underneath this. Check for null value? I don't know. What? It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, right. I had ChatGPT like make this less readable because I couldn't understand the gibberish it gave me. But that's fine. We're looking for basically when it tries to add the faction in. I'm glad though I'm doing this with my eyeballs and not see I took some of the squares out or diamonds, whatever. I don't even see it in here. Im said, how's it going? I don't know Hi-Fi Rush, by the way. I think you mentioned it before, and I don't know if I looked at it. This is not... Maybe tell us what we're... So this is infection data. And so this is the list it's trying to pull from, but this list isn't done being loaded. That's what we're... So there should be in here. I thought maybe there isn't. Maybe I just have the faction. Get that shit out of here. Maybe I just... No, this is okay, but it's just an int. We converted it to an int. So that actually works. You know, I could solve a lot of these problems if instead of sticking the whole faction or the whole Godot resource, these problems, it's like one problem. I could solve the one problem by doing this, actually. Giving them IDs. The population ID exists now. Do you think that debugging and fixing is impossible without comments? I don't think it's impossible. It's probably more difficult. Most of my comments are notes to myself, I noticed. So like this one, like this is things I probably at some point in the past was like, what is current county improvement? Like what am I using this for? And so I put in this comment because I couldn't remember. And so then I had to go back through the code and figure out what it did. So maybe this issue is not what I think it is. So when we do the save manager and we go to from DTO, we load this shit in. The population data should already be here then. I think this is a different, maybe we don't. Maybe this is all a problem that's not in my own, because you can also use breakpoints, and I think we should use a breakpoint right here, actually. Breakpoints are something I was very scared of for a long time, and then after I used it one time, I was like, why was I scared of that? Oh, I bet you the problem actually is that there's no hero ID. Hero ID 0, that's correct. But this thing, there's nothing here. The save game data is null. That's not null. What does this tell us? So the issue is different than what I was assuming it was. Are you not in the comments? Is that why you're asking? Is optical media bad? I don't think so. I mean, CDs and DVDs last forever if you don't scratch them. I have maybe 3 DVDs total left. So there's an argument that physical media is good because they can't take your physical media or your they can't take your physical. You actually own something. I'm not. So I am trying to embrace digital everything, digital music, digital whatever. And I may have some CDs somewhere. I used to have a small record collection like this many records, like that many. And I gave away like 90% of them to someone who would appreciate it more because they were just sitting in a box. And Gotta check something here. Do I sometimes I regret it. The biggest regret I think is that you forget about that music exists. The certain music that you used to listen to. But some games too. Yeah, I found a couple of the problem is you can't get that shit to run, the older games, without a lot of work sometimes. Um, okay, so this is an auto load. So this should be loading. Wait. Wait. So auto load comes first. What are we in right now? Oh, did I? No. So this loads all of our resource list of resources. Do we not? Did we like forget? No. This is a classic thing. Is I forget to put that thing in there. Oh wait, is it possible that we're doing that thing I was talking about, where we're trying to load from the list from the list? No, this should have already happened. So why is this null? Count of 1. So this is happening. So basic. Oh, this is not running. It's dead. Is this thing dead in the background? Is it like what I was talking about? It's dead in the background. So I think a lot of that is kind of nostalgia based, the keeping the old stuff, but it is nice to actually own. So here's an example. This thing's dead in the background. Except normally it has the actual game broken back there. I don't know. Do you want to pack that shit around when you move to different places? I used to, move apartments like every year to try to find a better deal. And packing around a bunch of crap made me start throwing stuff away. I think I own Conan the Barbarian on DVD. Nothing has none of my computers anymore have DVD players. I actually have I got an old external DVD player from work. We were gonna throw it out, and I got that, and I have it. I never plug it in, but if I really wanted to watch like Conan the Barbarian, which is an amazing movie by the way, I could. And then I have something else stupid like From Hell. I have From Hell. And I have this crazy movie called Dream with the Fishes. I have that movie on DVD. And I used to love that movie, and I tried to watch it recently, and I started to lose interest like 30 minutes in. So what's the problem here? From DTO, so we clear, but wait, it's not saying that it's saying this save game data is, I wonder, wait, when we blow away that load thing, oh look, this one's a list, a C# list, and this one's a Godot list. Yeah, I would keep all that stuff. I like looking at the old stuff occasionally. When I used to drink, I like to look at it a lot. Just delve into living in the past. Be like, oh yeah, I remember this. I mean, if, like I said, if you're not moving around all the time and you don't have to pack it around, sure. I don't think it's bad. Do people say it's bad? they get scratched, I guess. But like if you take care of them, CDs I remember getting scratched all the time, like music CDs. Um, so I think something's happening in the wrong order. Is what I think is happening. Again, I'm back to the. Well, still working on it. Still figuring it out. I wonder if it has something to do with this. So we're to the load part. We're loading from JSON now. We've gotten it all saved, I think. Except that I noticed that, oh, that's what I was going to look at earlier, is there was no county. I think I noticed this yesterday. We're in the wrong spot here. There's no county DTO. Yeah, it's crazy. We don't have a county DTO yet. It's been oh yeah. I only work on the weekends. Everything takes me forever. I like to talk. I like to avoid accomplishing anything. I think 3 weeks sounds about right. So we pull this. We pull that. For each save game DTO. Let's look at our save game DTO. Maybe that's the problem. We're literally just looking at DTOs. ISO for what? So these are C# lists. All population data list. We got our thing here. All right, so we're going from DTO. We have, this is a lowercase a. This is for the save game DATs. Oh, you're installing some Mint, huh? I have Mint on a computer in the other room, but I haven't turned it on in years. It would probably need 6 hours of updates. Let's run this again. I want to see this error more specifically because I think this is not what I thought it was. I think I was full of shit earlier. I think we have something silly going on. Oh, I ran it from the other thing. It's okay. Copy this error, but also open up. Yeah. For each, so it gets past this, it looks like I have a sneeze coming on. Yeah, so we're back to here. It gets past that one part. What is this thing's problem? Oh, we're back to the color. I just need to move that over, I think. Though it is, I was just getting a count. Well, that's a different issue. Even though it is in the instance. So this so actually this thing is, it thinks that this is not happening. I wonder if like you're like, oh, okay. All right, I need to stop wondering and start clicking. Let's do this again. We put some, I want to look at this breakpoint again. And I put another breakpoint in. So this save game DTO does have a count of 4. So this is this has the faction stuff in it. And what I was thinking is that in here somewhere like faction leader, but we actually just saved it as an int, so it doesn't matter. So that one, I actually, status alive, and that's the shipbirds. So we can continue on there. Then we hit this thing. This is null. This instance is not null, but this is null. So why at this point are we getting knowledge? My music stopped it. You guys can't hear. Oh, Dead Kennedys. Skip that song. Faction data. Can we look at, let's see, stop it, go away. No. This is right, and it's 0. It is 0 because this is the first hero. Count equals 0. Oh, because we're just setting that. Faction DTO. This has 1. This is right. So it's getting to this. And so the only issue is this instance save game data is null. The name save does not exist in the current context. What are you talking about? We're making it right here. Can I go up to... No, it won't tell me. I was thinking, can I go up to here? Does not exist in the current context. Okay, so we have lowercase a and we have uppercase a. Current context. We have a new save game DTO called DTO. Let's rename this so it's less confusing. Let's rerun it. Return save game DTO. This is all to DTO. From DTO. Save game DTO. So this is, wait. This is where we're hitting this. So this one, this is fine. We can actually turn off that breakpoint. And then we go to here, and this is where it doesn't know what this is. It thinks this is null. Save game manager. Okay, so when we clear the data, I wonder if I'm breaking something. But even if I was breaking, it should recreate this. Shouldn't it? Save, let's go to this instance here. This only gets run once, so we get only one. I bet you it's when I'm... But then shouldn't it have collapsed way earlier than that? What is your problem? We'll deal with this later. So where does this save game data? This is a resource. So this thing, when it runs the first time, it's going to get this, but then we're deleting it. Where is that? So we are deleting it. Oh, I think this was stuck like that because it was running through here. Actually, earlier. That is in globals. Initial load of game. So I wonder if this should be new. Can I just do that? Can I just do this? So if this... So if I do this, what is this going to do? Will this clear the initial one? I don't know why I highlighted that. Let's ask ChatGPT. And we'll give a new chat because we don't want to confuse the other chat. What does this do? Sometimes I like to ask it vague shit. It makes a brand new instance. Takes the brand new object and assigns it to... Okay, so it's going to make a new object and it's going to... Okay, so that could have been... We want to blow away all of the thing. I was saying... What did I say before? Clear? What did it say before? Null. Where's my forward click? I don't know the hotkey for go forward. Well, let's just run it. Who gives a shit, right? Let's turn off this breakpoint though. Where is that thing? So maybe that was my issue all along, except that why wouldn't it have croaked earlier? Control X is redo, is it? So this is no longer null. Sorry, I'm laughing because it's like I got rid of the thing that said it, that made it null, and then I'm like, and now it's no longer null. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Hero's null. Sorry. I like to laugh at myself sometimes. All right, let's go through this way. Is everything off? Wow, this is no longer null because you got rid of the code that made it null. I thought we were recreating things, but we want to make... So now I'm worried that it's going to break... Oh, now it's worse. Now what have we done? Okay, this is good. This is good. Okay, so it loaded it, except it shit itself, but that's fine. That's good. I know you're like, what? Not found in save data. So this is... What are you doing? Why did it do that? Because I X'd out there? Control... I'm going to... Wait, Control X? Isn't that cut? So if I do that... No, that's just cut. It's something... I know there's a hotkey for it. I just don't know. I never use it. Well, I mean, I want to use it occasionally. This is kind of interesting. This must be a ChatGPT thing put this in here. So what happened there is since this couldn't be found, it must have crapped itself after that. So how do we make sure that this is getting destroyed? I guess we have to just trust that there's nothing. We could do this. Where was that fucking thing? We could go GD print. Let's do our rainbow thing so we can find it. Rainbow. Save game. Whoops. Save game data. Oh, I forgot the $sign. Dot. Zero. faction name. So this shouldn't say anything, but if it does say something, then we got other. We're not really. I mean, this has to be deleting it, right? Or getting rid of it. Now I'm gonna take a quick break. Are you installing Mint from like a thumb drive? Oh, we got a different error this time? Wait, what? I wish Windows took some notes from Linux on a variety of things. This doesn't help me at all. Save. I mean, it should have still printed this, just with nothing there, right? Unless this error is that thing. Open up, motherfucker. Oh, I think it is. It is, because there's nothing here. Can I put a question mark here? Is this the place for the question mark? Let's do this. I think it's here. One day I'll understand the question marks. You know, I use them now at least. If it will happen, yeah, I use it as a way to find. So, if you make it a color, you have to put the color at the front and then, you know, a color at the back. And I'm too lazy to do that. And if you just put rainbow, you just put it right at the beginning. We don't want to look at that. I'm going to take a quick break, though. I think I put the question mark in the wrong spot. Yeah. So if we did a new one, though... What the fuck? Why don't I know how to program? Why don't I know how to program? Why was I amazed earlier? What is this thing? There's no, that's good because we don't want that to be there. Count is 0. And we have a new save game. Oh, okay. So this doesn't work. My question mark doesn't work here because this does exist because we put this new. So, all right, I'm struggling today. It happens. I'm going to take a break though, right after this. That was a quick install. You mean it's booting from USB? Man, last week, God, it was on Friday. So not this Friday, the Friday before, and Monday, I was trying to get somebody remotely to boot from USB to try to fix Windows. It was a nightmare, dude. I'm telling you, and nothing worked. Windows, like I said, Windows needs to take some hints from Linux. I was trying to get it to do a repair, which I don't think I've ever had Windows get it do a repair that worked. What is this? Decompiler legal notice. By accessing using JetBrains decompiler, you agree to the certain terms. Why did you suddenly pop up? I'm not decompiling shit. What happened here? Okay, get the fuck out. What did I click? What is going on here? Stop. What did I click something weird? I thought I clicked this button. Let's click that button again. What was I decompiling? Debugging. I don't know what that was. Oh wait, I do have the yeah. What did I click on? Man. Yeah. I swear I'm going to take a break here in a second. All right, and that's nothing. All right, so I don't know why I don't trust myself. Except it's the same bug over here. We can just comment this out because we're getting an error where it should get an error. Yeah, I get. Was I hitting control? You know how you can like control click through stuff? Control click to the string. Maybe that's what maybe I did because like if I click it's getting all. Yeah, I must have. Oh God, well, now what have I done? I did that as a, just to, yeah, just to show. Okay, wow. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me pause my music that you guys can't hear and put my break timer. All right, I'll be right back. I'm back. I don't understand how time works. It seemed like I was out there forever, but I wasn't. All right, what the hell were we doing? That thing's been cleared. We got some other bug. Let's just run this here and see. Did I turn off my breakpoint? I guess we'll find out. Guess we'll find out. Okay, so we're having this thing, which is fine. Faction leader. We just gotta find this faction. Whoops. We want to go to this other thing. Faction ID. What did this thing say? Faction leader with ID. Faction. Whoops. Faction leader. Leafter. Not found. Alright. We just gotta figure out what the youth brigade. Sorry. Gotta skip some music there. Alright, so what is this doing? So this is the one. So now this is no longer. Well, we could. This is basically the same spot, but just a little farther along. Let's breakpoint this. Let's stop this thing. Let's do this thing. Let's make sure that this thing actually exists now. It might be empty. If it's empty. Count to 0. What are we, is this supposed to be a capital A? Is that what this problem is? So this is 0. It shouldn't be 0 at this point. It should be, it should start on 0. So is leader not null? I don't. This is the problem. This is a count of 0. This should have something in it. Where is this getting? This is in faction data. It should have already loaded this whole thing up. Let's go back to something's going terribly wrong here. So this should be done by now. When it gets to this thing, this should be done. It should have. Maybe it's running in the wrong order. Maybe it's not done. No, it has to. It's not like async or anything. I don't know. What do we got here? If we go forward one step, yeah, now it has 1. So this thing, save game all population data with a lowercase a, does have this here. I wonder if we're doing something dumb like clearing this list. Activity, idle, age, attributes. Like this has a bunch of stuff it's trying to load in here. And this has 1. Let's go forward one more. We're not going to do it 30 times or whatever. Yeah, so that's working. I used to use LibreOffice for everything. I actually saw a thing on Reddit where they were talking about where LibreOffice, I think, was saying like, why does Microsoft make Word so hard to convert from? It's just so, you know, obviously so that why is it not like this? Then we get to this thing. You know what I'm going to do? This is what we're going to do. Go back to this thing. This thing. Let's search for this thing. What we're looking for is us clearing it again. It's not used all that much. And this is the one where it's not finding it. You know, ChatGPT wanted me to put that as greater than 0. And I made it greater than -1 because I was like, it can be 0. Yeah, we're not clearing this here. I guess well, no, that would search the whole thing. Wait. No, this is, we are clearing this here. Wait, yeah. And then we add them all in. GD prints. Give me some, we're going to do a rainbow thing here, even though that did not help us a second ago. Rainbow. First person in all population data list. And then we'll do a squigs. Not that one. We want, whatever, I'll type it in. Save game data dot no. I guess we could have done the count. Yeah. We'll just do the count. Fuck it, right? Count of yeah, I used to, you know, and there was talk of it at my job to switch to that to try to save some money because the office suite's pretty expensive. 36. See, so this thing exists, and then we start adding these things. Is there something fucked up in... Wait, is this... Oh, wait, is this thing... where was I? Save game manager. What is this one pulling it from? It's pulling from save game manager. We went to why am I clicking all over the place? Save game data. We create a new one, but is it not this one? Not here. Where? Come on. Get yourself together here, man. You were just looking at it. We have a new save game data. We have a new save game data here. And this is in save game data. This is wrong, I think. So we have a new save game data that this list is getting applied to. Then we're checking in this list a different save game data. This hasn't been we're returning this. Where does this getting returned to? See, this is going to get returned. So this is a different save game data because we haven't, all right, this is the problem. We haven't actually finished applying this to the one in the auto thing. So when we go to here, it's trying to get, well, not there. Come on, motherfucker. I'm the motherfucker. So here, it's not actually getting, this thing hasn't been applied yet to it. So we need to actually get So what does this return? What does this thing do? It returns a single faction data? Seriously? No, I know it. It's, come on. Yeah, okay, all right. So this is what's happening. It's trying to pull from this list, but this list doesn't exist yet because we're actually pulling it. Oh my God, why did I not notice this earlier? All right, so we go to here. You know why I didn't notice earlier? Because I didn't write this code. See, that's what you get for using ChatGPT. Of course, it did save me a bunch of time earlier. All right, so we have this save game data, which is a different one. We're not applying this until it gets to here. It hasn't gotten to here yet. So we could do, there's two things we could do. We could pass in this same save game data somewhere. We could do that, or we could just apply this save game data. Could we just go like this? Could we just go, what is it? What is this thing? Where is it? Where are you? Save manager is where you live? I don't think this is going to work. I was thinking we could apply it right there, like ahead of time. But then what happens when you get to the end? Does this thing... We'd be done with that. So what I'm thinking is we could go like... save game, or save manager, instance dot, and then this thing would go away. And then what if we don't return anything? So as this goes, it applies this here. I know we supposedly need to return something. We're returning this onto itself, though. What happens if we do this? Once again, one of the things I love about programming is that when you tell it to do something, it does exactly what you tell it to do. I got no bugs. Is this thing checked? It is. We got no bugs. But we also don't have... Oh, do I have a breakpoint in here? Get out of here. Stop. Now we wait. There's so much waiting with computers, and I think that it's kind of crazy how we have gotten to the point where we're used to waiting for computers to do stuff. Even websites, man. So we didn't get any errors. Count all. Let's look for this thing. It should be rainbow. Count of all population. So we didn't get any errors, but the game obviously doesn't. We don't have the colors, but it actually works. Why didn't it bug out on the colors? So I don't like this though. Even though we got this to work, I don't like this. So what if we do this? What if we return nothing? If we go void, and then we go down here and we blow this away, we go back over to save manager, and we just go like this. Now let's run it again. We can fix the color thing in a second. That was that other bug we kept getting, but for some reason it stopped bugging out. Oh, look, I have a typo in count. I mean, it's a... It only took an hour and a half, plus yesterday. Plus, well, we did other stuff yesterday. So on our main game, I'm pretty sure we never... Yeah, we need to move this over. Okay. No, we don't. This needs to be here. But we need to fix it. Another one. All right, so we have this thing. We apply... Oh my god, enough. So why didn't you work here? That was quick. How long was that? Like 30 minutes? After the download when you went to install? We didn't get any bugs for this? What? Oh, I wonder if in the save data we've saved the color. Now I have a runny nose. What do I got laying around? All right, I'm gonna turn off my camera for a second. Then I gotta remember how to put it back on. I'm gonna blow my nose. I'm gonna take them off my headset. 1 second here. I still exist, but 1 second. I was watching somebody's stream and they had like a button for like secret time. Now I got like snot all over myself. So they had like a button for like secret time or something. And what is this thing? That can go away. I hope. I need one of those. Not that I think they were smoking pot, but I didn't want to show it on stream. But okay, that didn't. I just wanted to make sure when I deleted that thing, it didn't implode something else. All right, so we just have to get these colors assigned. I'm wondering if the colors for the faction. Well, it shouldn't matter because they're getting assigned here. So what is your problem? Get out of here. Random faction color. So we get a count of all the faction data in the save game, because this should have been loaded now at this point. I guess you know what? Let's just do that. Enough of that GD print shit. Yeah, the waiting for computers. Thought I got rid of you. I thought I got rid of you too. Oh, that's a different issue. Which I think we fixed yesterday, possibly. 4. Okay. Classwork is complete. Shit. So we have 9 colors. Wonder where I'm getting these colors. I forget how this works. Available colors is equal to null. Wait. Do I have some... What is this? Do I have something? I do. Well, that's confusing. This is an array that I haven't opened in 100 years. Does it tell me? Almost 2 years. I never go away. How do I make you go away after I do that? Run to cursor? I think if I go over here, then I go back. Yeah, I don't know how to make this thing go away. Whatever. So we're getting this array of colors. This is dumb as shit. Why did I name this like this? Why did I do this? But anyways, we're getting this array of colors. And let's see here. At this point, it should all be loaded. Everything should be good to go. Count 4. We don't. This doesn't exist yet because we got our 9 things. This is count equals. This is a list. We converted this array to a list. What? Okay. Why didn't I just start out with a fucking list? It's because this was so long ago that I moved this from Unity probably, and when I first started, everyone was telling me to do arrays for everything. They were like, "Just you got to have an array, man." And now that I am more knowledgeable, I know that they really mean list. Okay, we have 9 random. Didn't you just say 8 a second ago? All right, so it's going to randomly pick one of these things. And then we remove the color so they can't be the same color. This, like I said, this is some old ass fucking code. So this got 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So now there's 8 of them when we get back to here. This isn't going to work anyways. We need this to happen earlier. We need to break this into 2 things. This needs to happen after. It needs to be. The color needs to be saved to the game, to the faction, because. Yeah, this needs to be saved. Otherwise, every time you run it, you would get a different color. Like every time you load the game, your counties thing. So let's move this actually over, and then we'll deal with it. We're gonna have 2 scripts. So let's go back to game generation. We have population generation. This is also going to change the random color thing. Maybe we should. The reason why I was picking a random color is so that so that YouTube thumbnail would have a different color county every time. It was purely for that. I guess we'll leave it like that for now, but we're gonna have to rewrite it. Randomly assign colors to factions. And then over here, what did we call this code? This part, we're going to cut. We're going to go back over. Well, I copied it. We're going to cut that, though. We're going to add a script. Here, we'll do it right here. New script. Randomly assign That is what we want, but we don't want it to be there. We're going to put... Does it really need to be a node? I guess it's fine. Game generation. And then we need a namespace here. I only have one. I need to fix the namespaces too. I've been being lazy about that because it's not that important. What did I just click on now? I'm misclicking all over the place. We need that. What's your problem with we don't need that. Oh yeah, maybe we do. Give me my random thing. We might not need it over there. We definitely don't need it right there. Okay, so then for each, I wonder why it's only getting, isn't this array thing just a, it's not a public class, it's a partial. I think this should just be a public class, shouldn't it? Partial public class is for the other stuff. It's not for, I gotta skip whatever I'm listening to that you guys can't hear. Yeah, I wonder why. So that, like I said, this is some ancient, and this is some like, I think ChatGPT wrote this. We'll just ditch this crap because this was working. What is your problem? Rename the colors. I think I can't do that. Oh, I can. I thought there was a built-in. No, I guess it's just the built-in thing. So why did I make this an array? Making it abstract. 0, 0. What is it? What's going on with your 0? That's the color we're getting. No, it is. All right, we'll put a breakpoint here. We'll make sure this breakpoint's gone. So it can't get 0 is not an option. These colors are not 0. What a strange thing we've gotten. A strange bug that I did not expect. Where's my breakpoint? What happened here? Did I run it from here? No. Why didn't you stop on here? Because there's nothing in there? I thought I changed this all. I definitely hit the debug button there. Why are you not getting here? Randomly assign colors to factions. Randomly assign colors to factions. Why aren't you getting to... Yeah. I know, I stopped it in the wrong thing. Because there's no ready in here. Today is quite the... Oh, I can't, no wait, I'm a node. This needs a node 2D, I think. Because there's no ready in node. No, wait, there has to be a ready in node. What's going on here? What am I doing? Public override ready. It doesn't want to let me do ready. Why can't I public override void? Ready? Why can't I think of, no, there we go. No, what? There's no why can't I think here? Oh, it's underscore, just Jesus Christ, man, it's this. This is what we want. No, well, sort of. Why don't you like this? This needs to go back to being a node. There we go. God damn, dude. Random color factions. Yeah, it needs to be in ready for us to be able to do that. Good God. I woke up late today, which is good, because I'm always like wishing I could sleep in, and I usually wake up at like 7 a.m. I slept till 9:20, and I was so happy about it, and I thought my brain would be all like rejuvenated. Nah. Why did you not stop where I told you to? Random faction color. Randomly assign colors to factions. You get out of here, because we don't need you to do that anymore. Leak and exit. We'll worry about the leak and exit some other time. Why are you not hitting my breakpoints now? Not enough color options for... How do I look at this? Because this isn't... This goes down here. How do I search this thing? I've never had to do it. Not enough... Not enough... No, I guess this doesn't work. This was not... All right, we'll put a breakpoint right here. We're just going to breakpoint this whole thing. Rerun. Why are we not doing this? What does this little thing mean when it was crossed out? What the fuck is going on here? Yeah, it's not hitting these things. Random, ready. Randomly assign colors to factions. Do I have some dumb shit like in here where this runs, it switches to the next thing? How does this work? Assign player specific things. That's fine. We also never set up the thing there. The status label. Randomly assign colors of factions. Even if I run it over... What the fuck? Now it's working. Do we have... I mean, that was the goal. It's loading at its start. So what the fuck is going on with my breakpoint suddenly not working? Maybe we should just restart everything. Occasionally you've got to do that. So what about the thing I put in here for... the colors. What did I say this? What did I say? Not enough. My rainbow thing isn't working either. All right, so that is not in there. But we don't have a GD print after that. Let's see if we put this in here. I don't know what the fuck is going on with my breakpoints not working all of a sudden. Went bot mode. What's bot mode? When I was out having a smoke earlier, I was thinking about the whole I was thinking about the whole, the whole thing where the internet's run on, it's just bots now. And I keep saying we should just abandon this actually. So this is working. Full game saved as JSON. Full game loaded from JSON. I mean, it's all working. So then what? How are we getting this county data without a county DTO? So yeah, how the whole, right now, basically, no one knows what's bots or what's not, but when they look at bot traffic on the internet, everything's bots. Yeah, there's some ridiculous number of bots that are just going around, and so every hit you get, on a website, 70% of them are bots. The whole thing's bullshit. And so I was thinking I keep half jokingly saying we should just abandon the old internet and start a new internet that doesn't allow bots. And so if you run a bot, you just get banned from it. But the thing is, bots are required for 90% of the internet. But even so, there's this thing you can turn on for your email. It's called I can't remember if it's DMARC or the other one. But anyways, it sends you an email if there's an issue with something. Not even an issue, it's just a check that it sends. And so in the middle of the night, there's all these emails going out just over the whole world where they're all doing, I think it's DMARC. They're doing these DMARC things. And it made me think that it's just a bunch of bots interacting with each other. So here, first things next. How are we doing this without county? All right, no, let's do this first. Let's open file location here. Let's go back one. Let's delete this folder. Let's close this. Let's close this. Because I don't know what happened with my breakpoints. They just stopped working. We'll just turn this off. They seem to be working. Everything seems to be working. Exit that. We'll exit this. A nice clean start here. Yeah, it's so much spam is sitting around. Back in the day when telemarketers existed, the first person who figured out to be a telemarketer, they should have went hard on that person and made it illegal right then. They should have nipped that right in the bud, and that would have stopped spam, everything. I barely ever check my snail mail anymore because it's just what's the point? It's just junk mail. All of this shit, all your texts, you get so many junk texts, all this stuff, just ruined by greed. Capitalism gone wrong. All right, so this is what we have to figure out. We have to figure out billboards. That shit should have. I can't believe a billboard is fucking illegal. They're not illegal. It's crazy. So where is it getting this information? We have the population list that it pulls from But where is it getting this county data in here? If this isn't saved, oh, is this working now? No. Oh wait, maybe it is. This didn't used to work. But we don't have it. We don't have a county DTO. So how are we converting this? Unless I saved it to the wrong folder, which is possible. It would be county DTO. I don't have one. So where is it getting this information? So the way we're going to look at, so the save game worked. I just wanted to, we hadn't done that in a long time, so I figured we would take a look here and make sure it worked. So when the all population data doesn't have the county information in it. So let's go to all faction data list. So all we have is the county the faction owns there, which is Cowlitz. Now we're on to faction 2 there. Oh look, there's its colors saved in there now. We must be saving, when we generate our counties, we must be saving this information somewhere weird. Not weird, but to some place in memory, and we need to ditch that. This one we're done with. We need to save it somewhere else. Get the fuck out of here. Add county data to faction. So, but we're just saving. How is this working? County generation. Here it is. So we still have this auto load instance all county data. So we're almost done, honestly. This is I was going to say we might finish it today. We won't finish it today, but we're like next. All right, here's the issue. We need to clear this shit. This is not included. This has been floating around in memory. That's why this is still working. We need to break this. So we need to first create a county DTO, county data DTO, county DTO, and then we need a to and a from. But I think this is the last thing. Actually, I guess we could look. Let's look at our auto load, actually, and see what we got stashed in here. Holy shit, we have a lot of stuff. All county data, all activity data, all county improvements. We already have a county improvement DTO. This has to go. I wonder if there's a way we could test this. There is a way we could test this. There's actually a really good way we could test this. Because we need it to throw errors all the time. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Because I need it to break more. So on our start menu, we can make the load button work. So with the load button, we'll copy this. We'll put this over here. Load game. And then we're going to change scene to main. Do I not have that in here yet? I don't. Private string main game scene. And then we'll do this. Yeah, this is a good step. This is a good step. But then we need, oh, we already have it on there. Perfect. So now for our project, we'll change the start run. We'll change this to start menu, and we'll hit play. Now we're going to load it straight from disk. Oh, we didn't put the load thing in there. Actually, we hit this button. This is going to switch to main, and it's going to implode. All right, we're not ready for that implosion yet. Can I open scenes, main game? Oh, because it's just called main. I thought it would throw an error for some reason. But yeah, it's just called main. But that's not what we need to do here. So when we go into main, I think, so we should put where, oh, that's in globals. So basically we want this thing to be checked. We need to throw this automatically. Well, let's think about that. When you create the new game, it's saving. If we uncheck this, that's how it's actually supposed to work. We need to somehow toggle this with our load button. But we can't toggle this because this doesn't exist. So we can toggle something else. Where does this run? Right here. So let's do this. Is there a better way to do this? Because we could just hit that. We could just have it always load. So when you go from, you click a new game, the thing is I'm trying to save time between when you're playing the game, like when it's a real game, you know, you hit new game, you go through your I don't want to call it character creation, your nation creation, your faction creation, and then you hit next. It generates all the population, all that crap. Then it loads from, like I was wanting to skip the load from disk because it wasn't required. But I guess right now we could just have every time it goes here, it just loads it. But we wouldn't need to delete this stuff. I wonder what happens if we don't delete that. Let's do this. So every time we run this, it's just going to load it from disk. I'm going to run this one first because we knew that that was working. And well, I fuck with some stuff. So we'll do this first and see what happens. Because we did not do a new save game. It's going to generate the game. There's going to be a bunch of shit in memory. All right, we don't get any errors. Now we're going to run the game and we'll load it, and it's supposed to load it from disk, and we should get a bunch of errors because like county and stuff doesn't work. Oh, good God, that took a long time. That took forever. Holy fuck. That took a really long time. I thought it broke. So how do we fix that? We're gonna have to put a loading game loading game scene in between. How does it do it in CK3 or any of the Victoria 3? The whole game fucking chokes for 20 minutes. How does it work in like Dominions? Definitely, we don't want it to just sit there. That was not the error I was expecting. It's the faction goods it can't find. So when we run, what is this other one? Just out of curiosity. Add player research to UI. That happens before? Just like hidden in the background, I suppose. All right, we're on to something here though. Oh, maybe this has been 2 hours. It's good time for a break here. I'm trying to think if this is the best way to do it. That is a crazy load time though. We definitely have to do something about that. So we hit play. We get this thing. That's like 5 seconds. And none of this stuff loaded because it can't. So what if we do this though? Because I did just fuck with that thing. Where was the thing where I took out the this thing? You figure it'd throw a bunch of errors though. Those are not the errors I was expecting. Full game loaded from JSON. Did it do that before? It's the same problem. Faction data, faction good. What faction? This is top. Where's this faction data coming from? What is this thing? You know what this is? This is some bullshit that I did. Okay, wait. No, it's loading it right here. It's not as bullshitty as I thought it was. I thought it was like something that I like dragged over or something. But we never assigned this. We got to fix that. Okay, so that's easy. Maybe. I didn't expect it to take so long to load. I literally was thinking about this. Actually, it was when I was when I was watching Conrad's stream. I noticed how quickly his game loaded. And that's like a huge, not it being quick, but slow loads are like a huge pet peeve of mine. I don't know why I'm so sensitive about it. There's this game called Ebernotcher. This is the game I was talking about with the fast loading. I don't remember how to spell it. Ebernotchi Notch video game. Notch. No, I don't know. You know, I own the game. I'm pretty sure it starts with an E. Good God, Steam. This computer's got so many problems. Captain, how's it going? It is Godoting. I don't think anyone's ever said that in my chat before. That's funny. Why haven't I heard that before? That seems like something Joker would say. You know, putting an E up here was not very useful. I think it's called Ebernotch something. Why am I even bringing this? I mean, I know why I'm bringing it up. I can't remember the name of the game. But anyways, it's when you hit play on that game, it takes forever. It takes like 5 minutes, and I'm not even exaggerating. And it drives me nuts. And so that's like, I definitely don't want long load times. I mean, this is a Victoria 3 does on this computer, on this junky computer that I'm using right now. Victoria 3 takes an eternity. You can't even sometimes see the load games because you're waiting around for them to populate. And so I'm kind of surprised this took so long to load. I know it was only like 3 seconds, but even so, that was still. Where's my? I thought I had a assign player specific stuff node, but I guess not. Thank you for the follow the other day too, Captain. Lord and Captain. I go by Lord Haywire. That's my normal thing. I am going to take a break in a second. Where did I have that player specific? I'm pretty sure assign player. Here it is. It's in population generation. All we did is assign this isn't going to work. We need this. This does need to be here, but we need to assign the player faction in the main game on here. We need to have like an assigned player specific stuff. And this is also going to be needed whenever we add multiplayer. We're going to have it assigned from their username or whatever. I don't know how we're going to do that. We'll have to figure that out. Someday I'm going to. This is one of those things that it's going to be, like I was saying earlier, as painful as adding loading way late, saving loading way late, the multiplayer is going to probably be 3 times as late or as painful. I'm going to put in this note that I'm going to take a quick break because I'm going to forget when I'm out smoking what we're doing here. Add player specific stuff here. All right. I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me throw my break timer. Let me stop my music that you guys can't hear, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let me start my music you guys can't hear and turn on my break timer. Oh yeah. Yes, it's do work is the thing. Yeah, so loading took a little bit of time there. So we need to go like auto load instance dot player faction data equals. You know what we'll do? I was just gonna manually do it in there, but I don't think we should for now. We'll go for each faction data. Look at this. I'm actually writing code. I'm not making ChatGPT do it. Save manager instance all faction data. If faction data dot is player is equal to true. KD equals faction data. Break, return, break. We'll get the fuck out of there is what we want. And then we can make this better, I suppose. Invert if, sure. Now, what are we doing? We're loading the game. Yeah, the load times. This has been a fear of mine for a long time, and this is only partial. We also got to put shit that's moving because we gotta save. In fact, we should add this to the real list here. Save things that are moving. And what was the other? Because the heroes can be moving around and we need to move them. We can ditch this thing. We're not doing it this way anymore. We aren't saving the game this way anymore. So that thing's gone. And so that error, go away. There's something else we need to save too. But I feel like we ran it and then Oh, we're back to not getting... Did I not run it? We're back to not getting the... No, I didn't run it. Yeah, I should time how long this really is. This is wrong. We lost our colors again. Oh, everything's broken. We don't have any people. They have all died. It worked a second ago. We didn't get any errors. Is player. Okay, so there is a true in there. I was just making sure that I was saving that. That shouldn't have effect. Oh, but you know what the thing is? That probably worked, but we don't have our county data loaded. And that we're back to the county data thing. So this actually probably, yeah, the reason we should still get the colors though, I think. So this is the real test. Now we're doing the real thing. So we need to fix this thing. We will have ChatGPT do it. We need to save all of the county data and then reload it into here, which isn't the end of the world. What do we do with county generation? Where's this shit getting saved to? This is getting saved to here. And we need to add that to the save thing. Yeah, so we just haven't done that part yet. It will. This is not what I want. I want you. and I want our county data. County data is extremely important, and we're going to confuse this thing. I don't think it's going to remember all of the special things to it. Can you convert this to a DTO and all that jazz? Let's see if it understands that. Oh no, it's too long. Edit. We don't need this stuff at the bottom. We just, am I still using this? Yeah, doesn't seem like it. I think I changed it to a getter setter, or whatever it's called. This, people who need to die. Yeah, this is hugely, whoops. Can you convert this to a DTO and all that jazz? Yeah, I like to try to leave some what is it doing? It doesn't normally do this. I try to leave some humor in here, but yeah, these are people who need to die, wherever they are. It's right now the only way people can die in my game is if they starve to death. I've never seen this ChatGPT do this thing. We're storing the color of the county in there too. Next step, yeah. Can you do that? Can you do the to DTO and from DTO? I almost said thanks to it. Come on, man. So let's create. And so someone was saying that I should be using reflections or reflection for this, that it would be a smarter move. And they're probably right. And I think actually county DTO, I think I think ChatGPT may have suggested that at the beginning, and then I was just like, I don't know what that is. I don't want to do it. And I don't think you can, maybe you can save vector to int. Have I thought about using a code agent with an actual agent instead of pasting it in? There is like a code thing in here. And I've used Claude, like just its web interface, but you don't get enough free questions. You get like 4 of them. So I save the Claude ones for the like when I have like questions that ChatGPT can't handle, or if ChatGPT is giving me weird shit, I'll like save it for and go over to Claude. But no, I haven't used an actual agent. There's a guy named Crystal. He comes in the chat sometimes. He's like a big AI guy, and he uses agents for all sorts of shit. I just use the basics, you know, this generally. Have you used like so like what do you do? Like is it an online thing? I don't know that much about it. We're gonna put this then over here, right up here, and we'll fix this. Needs a namespace. Oh look, it put it in its own little namespace, which it should have been. You get out of here. Which I've been wanting it to do in a long time. Claude Pro is reasonably priced and gives you unlimited code. What does it cost? I am reluctant. I tried. So what is the GitHub version? Whoops. The GitHub version, they had like a $70 a month. That's not too bad. They had a free 30-day trial, and I was like, color hacks. I was like, yeah, let's try it out. And at the beginning, that shit was awesome. I would type like 3 letters in, and it would guess what I was doing, and I was like, wow, this is great. And so I ended up paying for it for a month, and it progressively got shittier and shittier until it was hallucinating pages and pages of code, and it was all garbage. And so then I got rid of it. And I guess that jaded me on the situation. We got to get this other thing off here, then we'll fix those other things. Have you used the Claude Pro or whatever? This one should be here. We got to make sure that these are right. This one's static. So the difference is it will run in a command line and can do stuff like grep, compile, run unit tests, make yourself a to-do list if you give it something. Huh. Can you have it like do actually stuff? Like, can you say like write a to-do, like convert this thing, this to DTO, and then you just sit back and relax? What is this color hex thing that it's talking about? Color hex. Color hex. It just pulled this out of its ass. This is 2 DTO. County DTO. So on here, it needs some. This says color. Oh, it's already confused. Oh, Crystal Mess is right there. How's it going? Yeah, all you would do is open the Godot terminal and type Claude, and you'd be good to go. Of course, Crystal's ready to party on the edge. It's like we started talking about AI, and he summoned Crystal. This thing, for some reason, started calling this color hex. County DTO. Was there another color hex? It is. It's got problems. You couldn't keep quiet. Yeah, I know that. Sometimes I lurk a lot, and that happens to me where I'm like, my hands start going to the keyboard. I'm like, oh, like I got to say something. Then I sometimes worry that I sound like a know-it-all. Like I only come in. Well, what I think. I'm not saying that that's what you sound like at all, but I worry about shit like that all the time. We'll just go through and figure out which one of these. We're in county. Well, is there any errors in here? No, we'll have to look through this in a second, though. Wait, what is this? All right, we'll have to figure that. We could do that. That's a good idea. See how it works. Because me and Chris have been talking about doing like a whatever they're called, the thing where you knock, at a duo stream. And I was saying like half jokingly, but he should work on my game and I should work on his project. It'd be a total fucking disaster. All right, what is this? because I don't know any Python and JavaScript. So population seems to be missing in here. Why did it do such a shitty job this time? We have... And you know, if you tell it that it does a shitty job, it doesn't solve any problems. Except maybe you feel better. Okay, where are all these things? I'm going to move this to my other monitor and not cover up. So it left out like a ton of shit. It left out like all of these dead people list. Did I not copy this whole thing when I sent it over to it? I thought I did. It's kind of hard to read with, can I make you bigger? Here's my shitty copy paste. Workers to remove from lists. Some of those don't matter. Is it a well-done feature? I've worried that it would be janky, but do you use sound through the stream together, or sound like through Discord or something? Yeah, so here's the dead people list. It like left out all of this. That's weird. Maybe it was too much. See, because the first time it choked, I'm gonna tell it. You left out a bunch of shit in the from the county data to county DTO. So you did it once when you begin the shared stream, you configure the sound in an OBS-like feature set. Huh. You use OBS. I assume everybody uses OBS. One of my friends uses that other thing, though. That stream. Okay, this looks more like it. What did it say? Did it respawn like... Sometimes, you know, like sometimes when it talks to me like this, it feels condescending or something. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, you're absolutely right, little guy. And then it's patting me on there like, what, man? Come on. And why did it do this split screen thing? All right, we can put this back over here. I don't, and this is why, like, I don't worry too much about like, AI taking all of our jobs. Like, it's definitely going to take some jobs, but like, whoops. Namespace, player space. Which thing do you hate? All right, we do this. Okay, here we go. This looks more like it. I swear that you couldn't do vector 2ns. Oh, yeah. No, it weirds me out, honestly. All right, what is your problem? Now we're back over to here. Did it fix the hex thing? Now color doesn't exist? What's its problem? So this is the exact, let's get out of here. Get out of there. At this point is where I should start a new chat. It's gone too far. It's lost its mind. And you got to do a new chat to like get it to kind of Um, uh, Sorry, I was looking at this. Oh yeah. You went to Vegas. How'd that go? I mean, besides that complete failure, now it's calling this color hex over here. That was the thing I changed because the DTO was different. Did it change this now to color hex, or did it just not have it in here? Now it's called color hex over here. Yeah. So we'll change this back to color hex. I'm not really sure why it wanted the hex. Is this a hex code? Why is it calling it color hex? Is it think so? I have hex game. Oh, you're still there. Is it dead? I posted on our shared thing on Discord. Is there's that theory or the word whatever that there's the rumor that Las Vegas is dead. Why? What's the issue with streaming? Wonder why it called it color hex. I'm scared to ask it though. Why did you call it color hex? The reason I'm scared to ask it is because it's gonna barf out a bunch of shit, possibly. Like it's not gonna. It might answer the question, but it might be like, "Oh, you're right. Let me rename that." I called it color hex because I was thinking about saving the Godot.color value in a way that's easy to serialize the JSON. Godot.color isn't. Yeah. So you can't tell. Yeah, all right. Okay, it's a hex string. All right, that was with. Didn't know if it was a hex string thing or if it was because I asked it questions about hex games. I didn't know if it was pulling from some other conversation because it does that too. Like I ask about vehicles all the time, and it often will start talking about vehicles and other things. We can get rid of these. These are all for a test. I guess I could just find all of these and delete them. So I had a theory, I've been talking about on and off. It comes up like being a streamer and like why certain things happen. And I think we were talking about this on Crystal on one of your when I was in chat. Why? So on my other channel, and I can't remember how long it was. I think it was 6 months, but it could have been 3 months. I was steadily getting, for the first while, I was steadily getting 20 new followers a month. And I know that's not a lot, but it was pretty consistent. And then one day, I suddenly stopped getting followers and it went down to like 1 per month. And that, like, it was crazy. Like, it was just like it hit a fucking brick wall. And I've like looked back, and I didn't really think about it that much when it happened because I was like, oh, maybe this was just a dead month, and like I let a couple months go by before I started looking at the data, and so it was too late kind of to look at the data because I had let too much time go by because I couldn't remember what I had changed too. So like I had changed something. I got like a new computer, like things like that. I got better streaming equipment on my other computer because this is on my other computer. That's good. This one's a piece of shit. And I was trying to figure out what was going on. And I have all these theories, but yesterday I thought of a theory that it could be, and it's more likely because I've heard other people with the same complaint. They've streamed, they get steady growth, and then all of a sudden one day they hit a brick wall and they suddenly stop getting followers. And I think my new theory is that Twitch is somehow boosting new streamers, and not boosting like in a bad way, but like they're trying to help new streamers, but they only do it for a certain amount of time, and then after that amount of time they cut it off, and that's when everyone hits the brick wall. So I'm wondering if that's what it is. If any other streamers out there, tell me. You know, and they're supposed to be helping you, but you don't know why. They should tell you that that's the reason, because you're looking back through your stats and stuff, like wondering what the fuck's going on. It doesn't happen to everybody, but bad streamers. It happens to people who suck at streaming like me. Okay, so we figured out this. Where is this population thing? Okay, it's right here. County DTO. It's a public int. What is it supposed to be? Because there shouldn't be any just like straight population. Yeah, this thing's lost its mind, and now I gotta. I don't think I need this anymore, honestly. Let's comment this out and wait for all hell to break loose. It doesn't say that it's being used by anything. For a while, I got really into tasks and what do they call it? Events, not tasks, events. Phone's not good enough for streaming. It's likely it needs great. Oh yeah, I can imagine that. They put you on the home. Huh. I don't know if that's ever happened. Maybe it has, and I just didn't know it. So where is this population thing it's talking about? Population. Okay, wait. Population. Oh, this is an int. What is this for? What do I use this for? This is probably for, I don't think we can, oh, we can. It's probably this number. This probably keeps track of that. I wonder why it's not exported with everything else exported. Okay, so why is this a problem? Oh, we are using this. When I'm doing this, I shouldn't be fucking with other weird code that I saw. Just don't mess with it, man. So this is just an int. It's confused what this is, and I'm going to rename this actually in both. I'm going to rename this to population count, because that's what that is. And then this, we can just get rid of this. And see, so this is part of like why I was a little scared to use reflection, is because I kind of need this to figure out what's going on. I think a more experienced developer would not need it. So population count comes after battles. Well, that's a list. Population count comes before perishable storage. So we're going to go population count equals population count, comma. Then we're going to fix this and the DTO. On your analytics, there's a discovery section. In that section, it says how folks find your stream. You'll notice if you check off and that oh. I never look at that shit anymore. Like the first 6 months, or no, probably 3 months, I was very into like looking at the analytics, and then I just slowly carried less and less. Especially after, like, on my other channel, it was definitely like a brick wall of, and maybe, like I said, something changed. Look at all this. Why do you got to do this to me? Start at the top here. I could do find replace, I guess. We don't even want to look at the problems list. That shit will be like 500 issues. I think ChatGPT thinks I'm an older version of C#, and I've told it like 400 times, but I gave up telling it. Okay. Nope. Nope. These are different. These are somethings. So back to here. So that's just a straight, it's just an int that it needs to go over. For each county improvement CI, yeah, it did not do as nearly as good a job as it did the first for the other ones. Maybe these ones were too much for it. Yeah, maybe it was too oh wait, this is the old one. God damn it. I'm glad it didn't spit out a bunch of shit. I thought I was going to redo the whole thing. So we need to go all the way back to here. We're going to have to redo this whole thing. We're in county data. Yes. I wonder if it figured out that population thing. This is because I renamed it. What is it doing with this event? You don't have to do shit with that event, man. Oh wait, no, exploration events. It does. I thought I was talking about the event earlier. He does have to do something. Look at all this. Look at all this shit. Good God. All right, so we have that. It did fix a bunch of its stuff. I like that somebody came in chat the other day and was like, you're using GPT, you don't want to be a real programmer. And you know what I did? I banned him. He really doesn't know he's banned. What do we do down here? I fucked something up. Link faction data, rebuild population. Yeah, I think I fucked something up. I think, yeah, I did. Copy this thing again. Where's our return? Yeah, we gotta get rid of this. There's like Louis C.K. had like a bit about, oh, I think I went too far. About like his kid or something made fun of somebody online, and because you're online, you can't tell that the person was upset. So that they hurt the person's feelings, and so his kid didn't know that it was that they were actually hurting people's feelings, and so they didn't learn anything from the experience. And I feel like there's a lot of people who are online who they're professional trolls. No, they're amateur trolls. And they just go around and troll people, and they don't even understand the effects. And the thing is, like, YouTube and stuff doesn't reward you, the content creator, for banning people. You don't get a reward for it. You get a reward for not banning them because you have more viewers. And in reality, they should somehow reward you for banning shitbags. And if the person was banned all the time, they would learn that they're a shitbag. I was watching Burnt Peanut last night. He's like a Tarkov streamer. His chat fucking goes hard on him. They just call him a loser, and they tell him that he sucks all the time. Like, I would say 50% of his chat messages are just people shitting all over him. And, he just ignores that shit. But in reality, he should ban all those people. And then if they ever went to anyone else's chat and asked that way, they would be banned, and eventually they would learn. Of course, he would lose like half his viewership, so that's why he doesn't. It's crazy because if instead of university I would have gotten way good at Street Fighter, I would be sure to be making more money right now than working as a dev. Is there like Street Fighter competitions and stuff, or just streaming Street Fighter? Reattach the factions. All right, now we have to go back through these because this is much larger. And we have our color, our hex color. Yes. Okay. So what is the deal with this? Exploration events. We need to... Assuming story... I saw somebody playing League of Legends today, and they had 4,000 viewers. Dude barely said a word, and it was boring as shit. It's League of Legends, come on. And I didn't understand how the fuck this guy had any viewers. They did like 2,000K in subs. Yeah, for Street Fighter, huh? Yeah, it makes you, you know, I have a friend who teaches grade school or something, and he was talking about all of the kids want to be influencers, and it's like, well, that's because that's what they see. They see somebody who's making 200K, and they think, I'm not going to be a math teacher. Like, why would I be a math teacher or whatever? You know, why would I work for a living if I could possibly do that? So what's going on with these exploration events? So exploration, we're in 2 DTO. Yeah, so we need to go. This is going to get intense. So from here, what is the exploration event? We're going to have to, we don't have a exploration event DTO. And do we need to save this stuff? We could save it by name. Right now that would work. And we could just pull from the list of story events. Is that saved in our auto load? I think it is. Let's close some of this crap. Here's our we have an events by terrain dictionary. So what is this? This is a list. Well, we did a list dictionary list. I used to love those things. I forgot about that we did this. Okay, so we have the terrain, and we have a list, and then this list is what? Like a data. I was thinking we can pull from this, but this is going to be kind of a pain to pull from. So we get the thing, let's say we have the name, we go through the list looking for the name. I guess it's not that bad. We pull the list. You know what we also can do is just make ChatGPT do it. As long as it doesn't keep hallucinating. For the, what did you call this thing, ChatGPT? People who need to die. Exploration events. Exploration events. Okay, so yeah, next weekend, I think we'll finish this part. Maybe. For the exploration events, we need to pull them from this list. They are not unique. I've been telling, there's some stuff is unique, like it saves, like the event, things have been changed in the resource, so they need to be saved. This is not. This is, they're all the same. You get events that are pulled from this list, and we only have like 15 of them or 10 of them or something. So they're doing it by name. DTO events. This is a dictionary list. Did I not tell it that? It's going to keep a list of events, but how... Save just their names. So event name, exploration events. This is the... Oh, it's just making one giant list of this? There's some sort of pop punk that's playing that you guys can't hear. A band called either Face to Face or Don't Turn Away. I don't know. We're getting away from it though. I don't want to. I don't want to listen to any of this shit. All right. So it's turning this into. It's just gonna make a giant list. I wonder why. Is this gonna work? Isn't that the same thing we just had? Oh, we need to add this to our DTO. I gotta turn this song up. I forgot. I might turn this I'll get like a copyright strike or something. I forgot this song existed. This is kind of what we're talking about right now. You gotta turn it up though. I don't get copyright strikes because my shit's not monetized, but it's still, you know. It's only 2 minutes long. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Well, I copy paste this shit over. Then I'll turn it back off if I remember. It's got some good drums. Or does your lifestyle contradict the words you write for the songs you sing? Sing, 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 sing. What the break up? Whenever I listen to this old punk rock, it's like it like reflects on my current life, and like how I'm a sellout. So yeah, like I don't know. I love this song. Is great. I'm talking over it the whole time, and I'm not typing anything. Girls there? Well, you should meet some, right? Oh, have you been to this thing before? The thing that what is the thing that you're going to? I'm gonna turn this down in a second. Don't worry, I'm not blast out the music the whole time. As this is one song, I was like, this song is good. Where am I putting this? Where's my list? It's way at the top. Alright, that was it. It's the Subhumans. They're actually the first punk rock band that I listened to. Like, regularly. My friend gave me a tape in, like, junior high or high school. I don't remember which it was. And he's like, you gotta listen to this band. And I was like, all right. And then I was like, listen to it constantly forever. The Descendants, yeah, the Descendants are great. I actually saw them live in Canada, and they weren't that good live, which made me sad. They were slow. They like had slowed down all their songs. I think they were tired. What am I doing here? I got sidetracked by that song. We need to put this in the DTO. It doesn't really matter where I put it. I'm being anal for no reason here. This is exploration events. Let's just stick it. Well, we have it right here. Wait. Is this a different one? Oh, I accidentally copied. This is the same. So that is there. What is your... We got a thing here. Yeah, so what is the thing you went to, or you're at? And is it... Seems like if there's more girls than last time, that would be an improvement. So this didn't work. I'm gonna fix this one thing, and then I'm gonna call it a day. We'll raid somebody. We can't raid Crystal because he's somewhere. So it doesn't like this thing because story event name. What is this thing? This is story event data. What is in my story event data? Do I actually have this name, like just name? Do we have a DTO for story events? I don't think we do. Oh, it's called title. And then this is that thing that happened last time where it insisted not to put a comma there, but it wants a comment. Do we have time to fix this other thing? Population count. Population count. Reattach all faction data list. Why can't you? Is this a capital A or some shit? No. Because this is in the save game. Isn't it? Yes. Which is probably going to cause an issue later. Put this A back. Save manager, save game. Nope. Instance, save game. All right, I'm going to push this code. We're not even going to test it. We're just going to push this code. And then we're going to call it, we'll raid somebody. 14 files, really? We have other DTOs we got to create, but I think next weekend we'll be pretty close, unless we run into something catastrophic. Made the load button work on the start page and fixed and started converting county data to DTO/loading, saving, and that DTO/saving. Commit and push. The fuck are you on? Who are we gonna raid today? Commit anyway. Gotta stop my music. And let's find someone to raid here. Oh man, my chat on over there got fucked up. All right, let's see here. Who are we gonna raid? Raid channel. Critter is online, but I rated him pretty recently. I actually rated him twice in a row. So let's see if we can find a Godot person. A Godot person. And let's see. I have a list now that of people I've rated recently, so I can keep track. Because I'm trying to spread the love around. I rated Conrad yesterday. What do we got here? Sanitation Sam, a dev stream. I wonder if we can put C#. Let's do C# to. It's actually, I think, called C#. See if we can get any. A lot of times nobody shows up. Oh, we have one person. I don't know if I've self-taught solo dev, build my game in Godot. Yeah, let's read that. He's been on for 3 minutes. I try to always like hit up people who are just started their stream, but not usually this early. But we'll do it. We'll do this guy. He looks old like me too. No offense to. Oh no, he doesn't look as old as me. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. I will talk to you next week, and most likely, I remembered to push this button, the start raid button, before I started my outro, so that's good. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I will talk to you next week, and Chris will have a good time in Vegas, and I will talk to you later. Bye.